Everyone, my name is Ram Bhatia. I'm trustee and I'm filling in here for the village president Dave D. Groot, who is excused. And I call the village of Mount Pleasant regular board meeting on June 24, 2024 at 6:01 to order. Roll call, please. Jill?
Washburn,
Here.
Doxey,
Here.
Venturini,
Here.
Anastasio,
Here.
Bhatia.
Here. Pledge of allegiance. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the introduction of the new police chief and swearing in. It's my honor and great pleasure to have the swearing in ceremony of our new police chief, Chief Rob Bosch, and the swearing in will be done by Honorary Judge Fagley. If you don't mind, please, Judge and the police chief at the podium so we can have the ceremony and take your pictures.
If you could go back so you could use the mic. So,
Go, yeah.
So people might be watching online so then they can hear you.
All right. Raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Robert Botch,
who has been granted
who has been granted
the power and authority
the power and authority
of a police chief
of a police chief
of the village of Mount Pleasant,
of the village of Mount Pleasant,
do hereby accept chief
my appointment as a police chief
for the village of Mount Pleasant,
for the village of Mount Pleasant,
Racine County,
Racine County,
state of Wisconsin.
state of Wisconsin.
I hereby swear
I hereby swear
that I will perform all lawful duties
that I will perform all lawful duties
prescribed to me
prescribed to me
with the best of my ability,
with the best of my ability,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of
the
Wisconsin,
Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of said office
the duties of said office
to the best of my
to
abilities.
the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Your Honor, and congratulations, Chief. I see that your family is here. It's a great day for not only for your family and the family of the police, but I would say for the village of Mount Pleasant. On behalf of the board, congratulations again, and if you want to say a few words, I'm sure the community would love to hear from you.
I just wanted to say thank you to the Village of Mount Pleasant. I'm humbled by the opportunity to be able to accept the position and serve the citizens of the village. But I kind of want to move the conversation away from me and to we. I've had the opportunity to work with the police department all day long. Over the last month, I've had the opportunity to speak with folks within the village, leadership within the police department, operations and admin, and it is an amazing group of people. I'm just excited. I can't even express the level of excitement that I have to be able to take the job and be able to work with all of these folks in order to be able to help lead the department forward. So thank you once again.
Take a moment to have Chief Botch sign his official oath. Will be completed.
This is obviously, Chairman, a big night tonight. We have State Senator Wangard in our audience, has come to hear the chief sworn in. I see are these other chiefs here that are today that I'm not recognizing? Or if any of them want to stand up, and we'll applaud you as well.
But I'm Chris Botch, I'm the chief of Caledonia and the brother of Rob.
Oh, brother. Oh, wow. Okay, now we know. You have a very proud family, so.
He didn't put you as a referral on his application.
Yeah, I was gonna, yeah, right.
Two originals.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Ready to say goodbye to the position at the end of the week. I've been in it for 42 years, so it's time for me to say goodbye.
Well, congratulations, Chief. Yeah.
Senator Vanguard, as the line enforcement, like you, if you want to say something, that'll be nice.
I served on receipt for 30 years, and then another 10 years as the Police and Fire Commission. I gotta tell the Police and Fire Commission, you guys did a phenomenal job. I've known this gentleman for 7 or 8 years. When he was up in Milwaukee with the FBI, my brother worked closely as a Caledonia trustee and village trustee with the range being out in Caledonia. And I cannot think of a better individual to help guide Mount Pleasant through all the issues with growth and everything that's happening. You've got a really good guy, he's savvy, and he's somebody you can talk to, but he'll also honor the people that he works with. And I think that that's really important, that you value the people you're working with. And I know he'll do that, so congratulations.
Thank you.
So Chief, this is the time, if you want to have a picture with your family and the police officer, I think there's a good opportunity for you, your family to join you and honor you.
Sounds good.
Absolutely, right? The camera's over there and right where you're standing. I think that'll be good place.
Or outside. We can keep going.
Or outside.
Or, well,
Ah, I just thought, because they brought the family, so it's a good job.
or by a flag. Where's the, yeah. Oh.
Thank you.
They look for a better spot. Move here.
Kevin? William Morris, agenda item number 10, approval of Green Bay. Right away.
Mom and Dad. Should have the other
It's
brother.
not regarding this.
Can you imagine for two kids that are police?
If you see them, they'll talk at this time.
Did you call? Were you? Wow, you look determined, dude. You look like you're gonna kill somebody. You're like, oh, you got that army back in here. That army look. Well, I had a lot of interesting discussions when I was on my vacation. I was with a lot of very smart people. No, it's okay. I'll take it. Where did Tammy go?
Thank you again, Chief. Okay, moving on. Public comments. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments on any matter. Please listen for the president, in this case, acting chair, to recognize you. State your name and address for the public record, and comments are limited to 3 minutes. If you haven't signed, it's a comment sign sheet over there. I only have 2 people sign that. If you haven't signed and wish to speak, this is your time. Also, I'd like to add that there is another item on the agenda down on the ordinance. If you want to speak for that, I will invite you, recognize you at that time when you talk about the ordinance, which is public hearing. So right now, it's a good time to talk about the public comment, anything other than what's on the agenda for the ordinance. With that, I have number 1, Mr. Kevin Rano.
It's very calm.
Hello, Kevin Rano, 5621 First Street, Summers. During a recent press interview about an ethics complaint, Village President DeGroot offered the following quote: "This is dumb that they keep beating a dead horse, and it's 1,000% political retribution," DeGroot said. This seemed like a crude comment from a public servant in response to genuine public concerns. So I looked for a definition of this figure of speech and found the following: to waste effort on something when there's no chance of succeeding. Hopefully the balance of this board does not share this poor attitude toward the public. Let's take a look back. I started here last November and asked you to be a good neighbor to those of us living by your parkland on Highway KR. We felt overwhelmed by 10 years of dump trucks hauling to and from the park. Since then, awareness has been raised, and we have hope for a little break up until when the park is developed. Seems like a success, not a dead horse. There were also concerns that due to all of the earthwork, the environmental standards at the park were being neglected. Today, village staff has a close eye on the contractor restoring the site. They have attempted to slow the runoff so less silt escapes and enters the Pike River. With continued focus, certainly not a dead horse. Before my first visit here last November, I was already aware that Mr. DeGroot had a conflict of interest with the black sludge being dumped at the park. On the DNR permit, Mr. DeGroot agreed to know where the waste was going and that it would be handled properly. I came to the meetings alone and did not share this knowledge with my neighbors for 5 months, hoping that he would find a different dump site, which ultimately did not happen. Obviously not 1,000% political retribution. When the appeal board reversed the staff order to remove the waste at the park, the horse was wounded, but hopefully all have learned some hard lessons from this. Gaps in ethics training were discovered. The contractor is currently spending a lot of their own money to make things right, and it was reported that they're still dealing with the citations from the village. The horse is not dead yet. Remember, the appeals board decision addressed the dump site, not the ethics violations of your president. That horse still stands. It is up to you to investigate and apply the proper discipline. If you don't, you are sending a message to all of the village employees and residents that your rules and state statutes are meaningless. It is time to use your own good judgment, and don't fall for another popular figure of speech, gaslighting, which is defined as those in power manipulating others into questioning their own perception of reality. As a non-resident, I appreciate all on the village board, and especially the staff, who have shown me their patience and cooperation. Thank you. Recognize successes when you can. We are counting on you to keep the horse alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reno. I have another public comment by Mr. William Morris. But before you come, sir, your item on the agenda said 10, so I don't. Are you speaking about a public comment, or do you intend to speak about the item for the ordinance on the old Green Bay Road?
I'm sorry.
Do you plan to speak for the item which is on the agenda for the rezoning, or is it anything else?
Yeah, item 10, the CSM.
Oh,
No.
that's fine.
It's okay?
You can go ahead.
Yeah, please go. Please name your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. William Morris, 53, 13 87th Place, Pleasant.
Actually, sir, I'm very sorry to interrupt. The item on the consent agenda you're referring to, I believe, is related to the public hearing we have in just a couple minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would assume you would rather have your comments heard at the public hearing.
Okay.
Because then it becomes a part of the actual record
Okay.
for the public hearing for that item.
Yes.
So if you just wait a couple minutes, and that would be the more appropriate time.
Thank you.
Okay. Sam, do you hear that? Do you agree? Okay.
Yeah.
Bill's the architect.
That's what I was intending to. Okay, item 10 on the consent agenda. I don't have anyone else sign up to speak for the public comment, and seeing no one in the audience, we close the public comment period. Moving on, item F is the consent agenda, and we need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the items on the consent agenda.
Second.
I'd like to add that item 14 on the consent agenda is a repetition of item 6, so it's a duplicate. So I think,
Would you like me to amend?
yes,
Amend my,
please.
okay.
Yes, please.
I will amend my motion then. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the items in the consent agenda, recognizing that items 6 and 14 are duplicated and one can be removed.
I accept the amendment. Second.
Great. We have the motion and the second on the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda passes. New business. Community development. A, ordinance 14-2024, 4126 Old Green Bay Road, zoning map amendment, ZMA-24-3, and 4126 Old Green Bay Road, conditional use, CU-24-2. Item 1 is a public hearing, and now I'm going to open the public hearing for this ordinance 14-2024, 4126 Old Green Bay Road, zoning map amendment, ZMA 24-3 and 4216 Old Green Bay Road, conditional use CU-24-2. The following rules apply to the public hearing and each of the following public hearings scheduled for tonight. If you wish to speak, please fill out a public hearing form on the table near the entrance, whether you want to speak for or against it. Once I recognize you, the speaker should come to the podium and identify themselves with their name and address. Please speak clearly into the microphone. Speakers must direct all comments toward the board. I will not allow interchange between the members of the audience and the speaker. Please do not interfere with or interject comments while another person has the floor. Please keep all comments on the item before the board and no longer than 5 minutes. Finally, please turn off or mute all electronic devices. With that,
Sam.
Sam, you want to talk about the ordinance 14-2024 and CU 24-2?
Sure.
By the way, Sam is our community development director, and so that's why I'm recognizing Mr. Sam Schultz.
Board of Trustees, the applicant applied on behalf of the owner to create a 2.66 acre lot from a 17.91 parent parcel via certified survey map, amend the zoning map for the property from C2 to RH1, and request a conditional use to operate a senior care facility for 25 residents per section 90-320.60B2. The applicants and Open Arms LLC plan to adapt the existing building on the north end of the site for CBRF. They do not currently plan an expansion of the building or site, but if they did, the village would require subsequent site plan review. The application follows the institutional recommendation of the land use element of the multi-jurisdictional comp plan, and neither the bicycle plan nor the parks and open space plan for the village contain any recommendations for the property. The institutional designation is not common in our comp plan and therefore does not detail the uses and zones allowed. However, the staff determined that a CBRF use under RH1 is allowable within the institutional master plan designation, but a standard multifamily building would not be. So that's why that complies. The existing building meets the lot, principal building siding, principal building design, accessory building siding, and building height requirements of the RH1 zoning district. The site needs to apply for any required building permits and a site plan approval if necessary in the future, which is the condition we have for approval. The RH1 zoning district allows a community-based residential facility of over 16 residents with a conditional use. Those conditions are listed within the narrative you have. The village requires a conditional use for that and has one specific ordinance listed condition, which is use specific conditions of approval. In districts that require conditional use approval, the number of residents in a group living facility or a group living use may not exceed the number of bedrooms in the building. The village staff's opinion is the center will meet this requirement. And then there are 7 conditions that the village board is charged with via ordinance when considering a conditional use. Those are listed within the executive summary. The village's staff opinion is the new proposed use meets those requirements, It's an existing building with compatible uses to the previous and neighboring uses and is of minimal impact to the village, the neighbors, or the existing infrastructure. The village staff did not complete a fiscal impact analysis at this time. We determined one was not necessary as it was an existing building with a similar use to previously what was there. In terms of conditions, both the village staff and the plan commission recommend the condition listed within the endnotes, which is the applicant must apply for site plan review or building permits as needed in the future. And both the village staff and the plan commission recommend that the village board moves to approve ordinance 14/2024, conditional use CU 24-2 and certified survey map CSM 24-2.
Thank you, Sam. Mr. Morris, now is your time.
William Morris, 5313 87th Place, Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. First, thank you to the board for your consideration this evening. And also thank you, I just want you to know, I know the previous comments, we've been working with your staff here to get to this point tonight. Between Sam and Robin, excellent. I mean, just honest to God people, excellent. To help guide us through all the paperwork. I mean, you guys know what it's like. Anyways, you're correct. I'm joined by the owner for Open Arms Assisted Living and the Gardens of Mount Pleasant, which I believe you're familiar with as well. And we thank you again for your consideration this evening. We look to be a good neighbor to the community, as I think he has with the gardens. And thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Morris.
I think this is a great use for that building.
Nancy,
I'm sorry.
we're still in the public
Oh, we
hearing.
are.
Still in
I
public hearing.
apologize.
Yeah.
Well, you were looking at me, so
I was
I
looking
thought I
at
had to say something.
I was looking at you, but
Bill.
yeah. We are still in the public hearing, and I don't have anyone else signed for to speak for or against. So I'm going to again ask, is there anyone else who wants to speak on this ordinance change, either for or against? Going once, going twice, going three. We don't have anything, so we formally close the public hearing and move on to the next item, which is a discussion and possible motion regarding this ordinance 14-2024 and CU-24-2.
Okay, I will, Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve ordinance 14-2024 regarding the zoning map amendment and conditional use application for 4126 Old Green Bay Road, subject to the comments and conditions by in the executive summary presented by the planner.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any other question, comment, discussion?
I do have a question. So the 2-acre part is just the top part, the northern part of that map, where it looks like there's a building and then a parking lot or a pond or something, and then another building?
Sam can answer.
That's correct.
So the building at the north end would be kind of in its own category then, in its own parcel?
It would be on its own parcel and have its own zoning classification.
Okay. Okay, that's all.
Anyone else? Any comment, question? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Washburn,
Aye.
Doxy,
Aye.
Venturini,
Aye.
Anastasio,
Aye.
Bhatia.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Okay. Good.
We'll look forward to seeing your plans, Bill, so.
Next item, item number 2 on the agenda is a discussion and possible motion regarding Resolution 15-2024, adopting the Racine County Hazard Mitigation Plan Update 2023-2028. And I'm looking for a motion.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 15-2024, adopting the Racine County Hazard Mitigation Plan Update for 2023 to 2028.
Second?
We have motion and the second, and I'm going to invite Administrator Tammy to shed some light on this, or is it Sam? Sorry.
Chris kept me here just to talk about this. This is the update to the hazard mitigation plan, which you all are required to adopt in coordination with all the other Racine County communities to continue to qualify for hazard mitigation funds, particularly from FEMA, if there is ever a hazard or big event in the village or Racine County in general. So this is just part of that 5-year annual update plan and our part in adopting the countywide plan.
Thank you, Sam. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none.
Let's hope we don't need it, that's for sure.
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Washburn,
Aye.
Doxy,
Aye.
Venturini,
Aye.
Anastasio,
Aye.
Bhatia.
Aye. Motion carries. Tourism. Discussion of ordinance 15-2024 to amend Article 2-321 of the Municipal Code of Ordinances pertaining to the room tax.
Trustee Bhatia, I make a motion to approve ordinance 15-2024, amending section 2-321 of the municipal code pertaining to room tax.
Second.
We have the motion and the second. Now I'm going to invite Administrator Tammy to talk about the item on the agenda.
Thank you, Trustee Bhatia. There's 3 primary changes with this ordinance that were requested by the hoteliers group. You're changing the due date from the 20th of the month to the final day of the month. The late fee going to $25 as long as it's paid by the 15th of the following month. And then reinstating the credit program, which allows the hoteliers to retain $41.67 per month in addition to 1% of the tax that is imposed. If they choose to take this credit, if they do not take the credit, we do not provide refunds or credits to the following month.
That will make it easier for your staff?
Yes.
Good, good.
And plus, I think, based on the discussion we have, this request is coming from the hotel operators. So it's a win-win situation for both the village, the tourism commission, and the hotel operators. Any other comment? Question, concern? Roll call, please.
Washburn,
Aye.
Doxy,
Aye.
Venturini,
Aye.
Anastasio,
Aye.
Bhatia.
Aye. Motion carries. Reports. Does anyone have any report? Any trustee, any comment, any report?
Tourism-wise, I'll just say there's nobody here, though. Matt did a great job, and last Tuesday night, the concert series kicked off with a bang, 250 to 300 people. All 300, yep. And then as a Rotarian who did the serving of the beer and maybe had 1 or 2, it was a great night.
Loved seeing it on Facebook. I was out of town, so I wasn't able to attend, but I look forward to the next one. But I loved seeing everybody up and dancing, and, that was exactly why we brought it to the community, what we were hoping for. So I think we really owe a debt of gratitude, Jim, to you and Rotary for all you've done to help those events go forward. And if you need volunteers, let us know.
Okay, well, I'll take you up on that. I want to add also that one of the things I heard quite often was that a lot of people have never been to Campus Park. So that's, again, I think the whole idea is to promote this park. Yesterday, I rode my bike from my house back through it and ended up over at Smolenski. Really cool. I mean, the first time I've ever done that. So, yeah, it's a great amenity that we have for our citizens and visitors.
And visitors, yes.
I drove by the park, I think it was on Sunday, if that was a hot day, and there had to be 30 people in the park and a bunch on the splash pad.
Yeah,
I thought that
the
was really
splash
cool.
pad's going to
The
be popular.
pickleball courts are filled all the time. They're always being used. Chris is out there. He's running like crazy.
I'd like to add my comments on the concert also. To me, we talk about what does living in Mount Pleasant mean. This is the home, this is the family, and you could not find any better example than community coming together, enjoying a beautiful evening, a great concert, and thanks to Rotary Club, for your support. So again, I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize the staff, Matt, Parks and Recreation Department, and the Tourism Commission. Tourism Commission who supported the concept. But it's a great place for the community to come together. Again, my point is, when you talk about was a great community to live, you could not find any better example. But whoever order the weather, I like you to order the same kind of nice breeze and beautiful evening every time we have a concert. That was beautifully done, and my compliment to everyone. Yeah. It's like my golf swing. Can you repeat that? Other than that, anyone else has any comment? If not, I need one more motion, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Your motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.